Hey everybody, this is Joe. I'm here in Houston. I am in Zone 9B and I am coming to you from my cottage style butterfly garden in the middle of June. And I have been away for 2 weeks and we've had a little bit of rain, but not very much. And so this is almost a first look with me as well. There's Miss Doubtfire hanging around, and then New Baby. There he is. Hi, Buttercup. So we've moved all the pots into the shade just to kind of, keep them out of the blasting sun while I was gone. And everything seems taller, you're only gone for 2 weeks, but everything seems taller. The pentas, of course, these giant pentas, gorgeous. And then I'm loving this Gulf vervain. This is a native plant right there. Look how sweet. And they're really doing well. And they're sort of mixed themselves in. This sort of just laid down with this Salvia leucantha, which is another Texas native, or sort of Mexico native. I'm counting it as Texas. So the pots are pretty crusty looking right now. And the roses have got thrips on them. But look at the wonderful grasses I've got going. And these fantastic purple hyacinth bean vines that I've got going. And then this is the Tutti Frutti agastache that's still hanging in there. It's kind of floppy, but it makes me happy. All of this parsley has gotten really ratty, but it's still getting used. Look at him, Eastern black swallowtail butterfly caterpillar. And then looky Lou, my little new garden cat helper. Hello, buddy. He's just about the sweetest cat I have ever met in my life. Aren't you? Do you want a pat? Do you want a pat? Hi. Hi. Just show us your stripy legs. Look at her stripy little legs. Oh, look at that face. Now I planted, before I left, I chopped back my Peter's Purple Monarda, and I planted a ton of Mystic Spire's Salvia. And I had some, and I cut it back. It's looking pretty good. And then you can see here, I've got more. Now this is this parsley? This is also parsley. And look at that big bopper. That is a huge swallowtail butterfly cat there. But these are looking really good. Now this, oh my gosh, this is so terrible looking. This is Amy over here. Look at this horrible, it's just fallen over and it looks horrible. But I would pull it out, except I have to guess, I have seen lots of caterpillars on there because that's in the carrot family, and carrots are one of the things that Eastern black swallowtails will host on. And so, I've just been real worried. I cut one little snippet off a couple weeks ago, and sure enough, as I was getting ready to put it in my compost pile, I realized it had a butterfly egg on it. So, here are the buddies together. Now we moved just because I wasn't here to water them in the blazing sun. We moved all the flower pots. Those are up on the patio to be in the shade also. And then look at this incredible white coneflower. Isn't that just beautiful? This is the one that I know is called White Swan. And then this is, I just think this is a native variety of purple coneflower. I might be wrong, but I've had so many coneflowers, here and there that have self-seeded. But this was a volunteer that I'm not really sure what it is, but oh gosh, it just looks so good. And then there's another pink one and another white one way back in there. And there's some more of this Mystic Spire's Salvia that I've tucked in. And over here in the shade, things are looking pretty good in the shade, just kind of holding their own as green. And way back in the back, I've got some native Turk's cap that is blooming, but mostly, you know, it's in the shade. It's trying to just live through the summer. And then, oh my goodness, you guys. And you know I don't do orange. It's not in my color palette. That doesn't mean I don't love it. Look at this. Now I've kind of come along. Hello, little lizard. I've kind of come along at the end of this. It really was blooming more before I went out of town. Look at that. That is Crocosmia. Isn't that incredible? Oh, I just love it. I wish it didn't fall over so much. And then my dahlias still have not bloomed. They just keep getting taller, and I'm like, okay, but they have not gotten any. They've never bloomed. And I keep doing my videos in the evenings when the sun is in the right place, but that means I swear I never get to show you a Texas rock rose that's open. But you can see, and I just planted this maybe in the fall, and it's gotten awfully big, and it just takes the heat. It loves it. And if it gets too leggy, you know, you can just trim it back. I don't think you can hurt this plant. And then the lance leaf coreopsis, still doing well. And I clipped some things back, and it has gotten lots of new growth sort of right from the root since I trimmed some things back. So I'm trying to get it to bush back out so it's not all just laying down flat. But I'm worried if I cut the whole thing, I'll kill it. So I've just kind of, every couple of weeks, I cut another stalk off. Now here is what I came home to. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I just love this plant. This is a spider lily. It's an enormous bulb. Look how cool. And it always blooms kind of midsummer. If we go on vacation late in the year, then I miss it completely. I come home to just stalks. And I think this is a native plant here in Texas. Look how beautiful. And it's huge. This clump is probably 7 feet wide. And I love it. I'm so happy about it. A little fleece flower looking so pretty. And again, this is my false indigo. Look at this, y'all. That's gotta be, I don't know, 10 feet tall. No flowers. Shocking. Here is the Texas kidneywood. Look how pretty and sweet. Both of these are butterfly hosts. Both of these. There's Miss Doubtfire. Hello, baby. Hello. I've got all kinds of little fun things growing in here. Little cleomes tucked in there. And this is a hyacinth bean vine, which has gotten out of control up to the weather station. It's loud back here, but I'll show you one more of these Crocosmia. See if I can show you that. Look how incredible. I mean, y'all, I love this plant. And my favorite thing about that Crocosmia is that 20 years ago, went by a garage sale. They were closed for the day. They were packing up. And they said, oh, this house is going to be torn down. And I said, oh, can I buy some of these plants from you? And they were like, dude, come dig up whatever you want. And so I did. I said, can I come back later? You know, I can't do it today. They're like, come back anytime you want. Just dig up whatever you want. This place in 2 months will be gone. And so I dug up those Crocosmia, and then I have moved them from house to house. Look at this Mexican hat. It just planted itself here, but I love it. And now I'm sort of saving seeds from it. And I'm dumping the seeds out here. I know that in the spring I will have flowers in here, and I'll have my bluebonnets coming up, and so I think it'd be fun if they come up together. That would make me really happy. There's more of this little ocean of mystic spires. You know, I kind of did like a really not an ocean, but a river through, and I'm glad I did those. And then this massive thing is a carrot. It needs a lot of trimming back, but you know, it's looking pretty sad since I've been gone. It was really looking nice when I left. And then, of course, the nearly wild rose just keeps going. And it's gotten really big, but I have been able to, you know, keep it the size that I want. It's about 4 feet high and maybe 5 or 6 feet wide, but it can take very heavy pruning anytime during the year to keep it where you want it. I think if you don't touch it, it will get pretty big. This is the little Blackfoot daisy. And look, here's my little buttermilk pancake. We have cats named Muffins and Waffles inside. And so we named this kitty Buttercup after the Princess Bride when we thought that Buttercup was a girl. But now we've sort of moved on to Buttermilk Pancake because we must have the breakfast theme going. Now I trimmed back, you can see the salvia black and blue. See how it's short right there, and then it's taller back here. And it was hot that day before we left, and I ran out of steam. So I did do a sort of Chelsea chop here, and now I may wait until later in the summer to trim this back part. And the Nepeta, the catmint, which is the Walker's Low, is looking so pretty still, doing really well. And this is that powwow wild berry coneflower. And this pretty little thing, I found the name of it, this little native salvia, and then I lost it again. I don't know where it is. And then I have had, when I left, a lot of eastern black swallowtail caterpillars on here. And oh, now I see one. So I sort of looked. I haven't been home that long. Where'd he go? Here he is. Look at him. Isn't he nice? But I also found, oh, and there's another one. Hey, buddy. But I also found a couple of empty chrysalises. There's one, and this whole thing is kind of turned yellow, and I don't really know why. There's an empty chrysalis there. You can see it's kind of papery. This one's still awfully pretty right there, and I like that little with the flower pot or the watering can. I think that's a pretty little picture right there. And then there was another empty chrysalis. Oh, here it is. And it is all white. I wonder, oh, here's another little guy here. And there's an empty chrysalis right there. So I know that we're making new caterpillars. Even while I'm gone, the garden goes on. All these sunflowers, I've been impressed with how much they've bloomed. I'm glad I have them deep in here, and I just see the flowers float because the leaves are pretty ratty. They have gotten pretty ratty. And then lots of different cone flowers. Oops, I said it looked cute, and then I almost fell over on it. And I just broke a chunk off. Whoops. Oh well, that's life. So I've got all these wonderful cone flowers back here, and that's the pretty parasols, and I came home to this. Look how fresh and gorgeous and white those are. I wonder if that's a white swan from over on the other side of the garden. But I just can't believe how I just came home and they're just so bright and white, and I'm so excited about those. And then you can see things are a little scruffy, and you can see the leaves on these sunflowers go pretty crunchy and awful looking. So I'm finding that they kind of float in the middle, and you don't see the leaves very much. And this Cape Plumbago, so pretty. It's getting bigger and bigger. And then this is the Amy variety, Amy made just variety called Dara, and it is ratty. It was ratty before I left, but it's a butterfly host, and I'm kind of afraid to pull it. And I keep finding chrysalises, out in here. And I found one way over there before we left, and so I'm real nervous about, honestly, about pulling things up, even though they look terrible, because I don't want to accidentally ruin a chrysalis. Now this big cane and that clump of flowers, they're awful looking flowers, but that rose is the Delta Gamma Heritage rose that's deep in here, and I feel like the jury's out on whether I will keep that rose. I haven't really had a pretty flower off of it. They all look kinda not a lot better than these. Meanwhile, that giant thing back there is Excellence von Schubert, just sort of showing off a little bit in the heat. And then I'm gonna go around and climb back, because I'm just noticing something really pretty back there. My pond on the fritz once again, as per usual. I am liking these little, I've got this gomphrena down in that pot, and I like how it's popping up with the little purple stalks of the Mystic Spire salvia mixed in. So I really like the pom-pom and the spikes. I'm digging that combo. I wish that awful looking stuff wasn't behind it and I could dig it out, but I kind of feel like, and y'all can give me your kind of advice on it, I feel like if this whole Ammi, which looks so awful now, if I just let it cook, right, just let it die on its own, even though I'm gonna have to look at it, I think any creatures, any swallowtail caterpillars that are on here, hopefully, they'll find their way. That's a host plant there. So maybe I cannot worry about them too much. And then boom, right in the middle is my rattlesnake master. And it was funny, I went to the Botanic Gardens on 2 days ago in Louisville, Kentucky, and they had tons of rattlesnake master, and I was like, I know what that is. I was feeling proud that I knew what it was. If you are in Kentucky, I recommend that Botanic Garden. This is that bog sage, Salvia uliginosa. It is built on the old city landfill, and they covered it over in the 70s, and that piece of land lay fallow. And then, like, ladies from the Irish Society, the Hosta Society, and the Daylily Society all got together and decided that the city needed a botanic garden. And so they bought this piece of land that was just junk land from the city for $1, and they raised money and built it. So it's really only been built in the last 5 years. They said nothing there is older than 5 years, and it is really cool. This is a Salvia Amistad, and it could use a big chop. It was so pretty, I didn't cut it back. I tend to cut things back before I go on vacation, and so I didn't cut that back, but it could definitely take it, and it's been very unkillable for me. What I'm climbing back here to show you is, I guess I had a carrot die. There's the remains of a carrot, but I wanted to show you this here. This is not a Monty. That is a Monty there, Salvia Amonti, that I trimmed back before I left, but I left this one. This is a deeper pink. I actually like this better. I like this color better, and I feel like the plant as a plant is better. It stays greener, stays more upright, stays a little more contained, but I don't know the name of it. I bought it marked Amonti, but it's absolutely not. And then you can kind of see the difference. This is Excellence von Schubert when it's hot. It's a paler pink than it normally is. It's been in the heat. And then I've got a carrot right here sticking out. But I'm just loving this view. All these grasses. Oh, it's one of my favorite things here. I'm really liking my little ocean, my little river of purple. I'm loving all the pom-pom balls of the rattlesnake master. Are you trying to get my attention? I hear meow meow, but I don't know where she is. And I love all the little sparkles of yellow. So it's kind of a lot of creamy colors and a lot of green. But I was happy to come home after almost 2 weeks. We can have 10 days to this. I think we got a half an inch of rain, and so I feel really lucky to have this beautiful thing ready to welcome me. Well, I hope you guys have had a good 10 days. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.